Autonomous driving started. Left turn.
We're riding in the back of an autonomous truck. It's about to take a left turn into oncoming traffic. So their sensors...
Intersection cleared. Left turn.
It's accelerating on its own, it's braking on its own, it's steering on its own. The trucking in the United States is like a $700 billion a year industry, and it employs 1.8 million people. Thus far, it's been pretty immune to the changes of globalization and technology, but that's about to change with technology like this.
Left turn. Indian highway.
There's an operator here, there's a safety engineer here, because they're still experimenting, it's still kind of in development. Have you put your hand on the wheel at any point? Not at all. This is like a pretty complex traffic situation. There are cars merging, there are cars passing us. This truck is changing lanes to go around slow traffic, anticipating when people are stopping. And honestly, I just like kind of can't believe it. It's driving itself, and it's doing a pretty good job.
Right turn.
Here we go, making our right turn into our driveway.
We recognize that this is a highly disruptive technology on the order of 10 million people, and displacing rapidly that many people would have a dramatic societal impact. We certainly don't want to see that. We're not targeting that. We're focused on relieving a shortage. But what we're hoping is that there will be a natural evolution into the jobs of the future, just as there has been in every other technological change.
What do you tell a trucker?
We try not to tell truckers things, we try to listen.
This is Chuck. Chuck runs a company that is developing and is going to produce self-driving trucks that are autonomous, that do it themselves. You guys are truck drivers?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about it?
The truck doesn't have a driver in it. Somebody at headquarters sitting behind a monitor.
No, there's a driver in there.
No, in the future, when there isn't, once it's fully tested and we don't need to have a driver in
No
the
driver
vehicle.
assist.
No, it's not driver assist. It is purely self-driving.
So like a GPS, basically, you're going from point A to point B.
There's GPS in it. There's a lot of tech, but GPS is a part of it.
Okay.
He took me into one of his trucks today. We did like a 90-minute run up and down I-10. Traffic was merging in. It was changing lanes. It was braking. It was accelerating. It was like...
So does it do really good when the cars cut you off?
A car cut us off. And you know what? It didn't slam on the brakes. The truck just kind of kept rolling.
How's your equipment handling the high winds?
We're actually surprisingly good
Really?
in high winds.
You know, how much weight in the trailer?
We've gone empty and loaded.
Empty and loaded.
Yes, sir. We have very complex control algorithms, and now we hold it with such precision that it is perfectly straight. It's tough.
You seem pretty impressed.
Actually, yeah, I am. I wasn't all for it, but I mean, I gotta see this.
That's laser. That's LiDAR. It's a laser, like a laser radar.
What do you love about driving a truck?
Oh, God. I love to drive. Me, it's a privilege. It's a privilege to get up there, get behind the wheel, 80,000 pounds, drive that thing down the road, knowing, hey, you know what? I can do this. You can't do it.
No, I can't.
And I know I'm providing the U.S. I'm providing the world with whatever I got on the back of my freight. I deliver your clothes, your food that you're eating. A lot of people don't see that. And it's a good feeling as a driver, as a human being. You really got to have faith to rely on, is this going to kill me or...
Yeah, and we'll have to do a lot of testing to prove that.
All right. That's definitely different.
Over the next year, we're building a fleet of 200 trucks, and we're going to be operating them day and night just to validate it, to prove it. We have to prove to you, we have to prove to the regulators, to the states, we have to prove to ourselves.
When you ask me what would I do if I did drive, I can't honestly answer that because I really don't know what I would do. I'd be scared.
It's one of the first questions that every kid gets asked. What do you want to be when you grow up? Previous generations grew up confident that no matter the answer, they'd be something. That's actually not so certain anymore. Automation already affects most jobs, but the pace of change and the sheer capabilities of artificial intelligence are revolutionizing our relationship to work, something economists are paying close attention to.
Technologies are tools. They don't decide what we do. We decide what we do with those tools. If we have more powerful tools, by definition, we have more power to change the world than we ever had before. It took about 600 years for global average incomes to increase by 50%.
Wow.
Here we are from 1988 to now, almost 50% or more increases across the board of humanity. This is because of economic freedom and because of technological progress. It just expands the possibilities and therefore expands our income so much more quickly than we've ever seen before.
The problem is that as the economic pie has gotten bigger, not everyone has shared. Wages at the bottom today are the same, adjusted for inflation, as they were 60 years ago. So all that growth didn't go down to the people at the bottom.
The future of work has even caught the attention of experts like Richard Haas and the Council on Foreign Relations, who've authored a report on the threats it poses to geopolitical stability.
Millions of jobs are beginning to disappear. You've got now a whole new generation, whether it's artificial intelligence, robotics, autonomous, or driverless vehicles that are coming along that will displace millions of workers in this country, in the United States, but also around the world. And as suddenly these technologies come along and they destroy our existing relationships, the stakes for us as individuals are enormous, and unless we can replace all that, what's going to come of us?
Now you drop a few drops of blood in the shark tank,
Which is AI.
and machine learning, and we're going to shut down factories, we're going to replace truck drivers. What if everything in the country is owned by 3 people who are the ones who invented the robots?
Yeah, Jeff
and we're all
Bezos,
begging them
Mark
for a
Zuckerberg.
crumb. What
Right.
can I eat today? Please, will you hand me some? You can see why people get upset even thinking about it. Your blood is going to boil.
The discontent that is evident in the Brexit vote in 2016, the vote for Trump in 2016, what is very clear, there's a lot of discontent. A lot of people have not been doing very well. It isn't clear how long we have before the political system comes under enormous stresses.
We as a society have not even begun to have a sustained or comprehensive national conversation. And what worries me is by the time we really get around to dealing with this, it's going to be too late.
Over 3.5 million people. Cobotics is a new word, but the idea's been around forever. Let's integrate new tools into old tasks and do them faster. At Amazon's robotic-enabled fulfillment centers, thousands of newly developed AI-powered cobots are rebuilding how man and machine work together.
We actually started introducing robotics in around 2012.
So just like 7 years ago.
Yep. Since then, we have created almost 300,000 jobs
Just in fulfillment centers like this.
and fulfillment centers across the Amazon workforce. We have this first example of human-machine collaboration. These are mobile shelves that are driving us, the little orange robots you see below.
Yeah.
You can move those at will, any shelf at any time. And at the right time, like magic, at Universal Station, it's going to say, hey, I think that object is right here. Wow. Now she is going to do a pick operation. That's scanned, and if it passes that bar, it's the right object.
Look at him go.
He's good.
These shelves are
awesome.
crazy.
But it's interesting, so who's working for who here? Because, like, the robots are coming to her, she's taking the stuff out and putting it in, but then she has to say to the robot, oh yeah, it's actually it. Is it on her time, or is it on the robot's time?
I love it. I love that question.
Yeah.
It is a symphony of humans and machines working together, right? You put them both together in order to create a better system.
Is there a day where there's going to be a robot who can pick and look through things just as good as she can? And is that a day that you're planning for? Are you already planning for it?
Humans are amazing at problem solving. Humans are amazing at generalization. Humans have high value, high judgment, right? Why would we ever want to separate that away from our machines? We actually want to make that more cohesive.
What's cool is that Amazon is growing big time, right?
Yeah.
And it's creating a lot of jobs. It's one of the biggest job creators in the world. So with automation, working hand in hand with people, is it making jobs better?
I think it is making it better. First of all, our associates, they choose to come and work on our fulfillment centers, right? And we're really proud of the wage benefit that we are offering our associates. It's $15 minimum that we instituted this year. We're really proud of that. They are the reason that we're so successful inside our fulfillment centers.
This is Job. He's 23 and at the very beginning of his career. He dropped out of college for financial reasons, then left a job at an elementary school to become an Amazon associate, because it paid better. He still works there, which is why he asked us not to use his last name.
When I heard we was working with robots, I thought the idea was cool. That's something I only imagined coming out of a sci-fi movie. But I guess for the most part, I dislike the sewing process.
Sewing? So what's that exactly?
Just imagine just standing there just all day for those 10 hours.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you have to move fast. You have to do right by the robots, you know?
Do the robots work for you, or do you work for the robot?
Wow, that's a good question. I feel like I work for the robots.
At Amazon, data seems like to be this like huge thing. Like, do they track your data as a human?
They track everything.
Like, how many products are you actually moving in a single day?
I think the highest I've ever stole was 2,300 units.
Wow.
Yeah. You feel like the robots you're working with.
Oh. So do you want to keep doing for a while? You want to stick around with it?
What, Amazon?
Yeah.
No. That was quick, right?
What agency do you have when you step into that building?
What am I going to eat for lunch?
But it's funny because it's like I'm hearing from people on Amazon that human creativity and problem solving is still something that they value.
You heard that from someone?
I did.
I don't know. I haven't been put in a position where I can, like, you know, be creative. I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't. I know that one day I would like to get a career that I don't feel like I need a vacation from. It's the whole thing of being useful, you know, like, that's part of being a human. We all have to feel useful for something, you know?
Do you feel replaceable?
Yeah, of course. I know that if I get fired, there'll be another person in my place ASAP, so.
Do you think they're going to try to automate you out of your job?
Because they wouldn't have to worry about people being injured on the job, you know? So they can replace us with robots. I think it could be done.
From 2015 to 2017, Amazon held competitions where college teams designed robots to do more or less what Job does all day. Single out objects, grab them, then stow them in a specific place.
See how I can collapse the hand so I can get it into where it is? A robotic hand, I haven't seen anything with that sort of dexterity.
That's Ty Brady, the same Amazon exec we met earlier. Sure, he hasn't seen a robot perform that task yet, but that's exactly why it's the holy grail for making robots as physically versatile as humans.
Will it hurt my hand? No. Hi. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's actually kind of gentle.
So we spent
however many hundreds of PhDs and decades trying to make robots smarter at grasping. We're starting to get there with artificial intelligence and neural networks, but even still, it's still very early in terms of our ability to grasp. Right? And the Amazon picking challenge is a perfect example. A bunch of minds working on it for a long time, and we still haven't figured out how to just pick things from a bin. And that's a multi-billion dollar, potentially trillion-dollar value proposition. What's so hard about it? Computers are smart, right?
What we think is hard is very different from what computers think is hard. So we think that being a chess grandmaster is a hard challenge, but the computer can just go through all the possibilities. Whereas this, like, there's infinite possibilities to grab that apple.
What happens when we crack the grasping problem? A lot fewer Amazon employees.
This March, MIT and Harvard debuted a new concept of the grabber, saying Amazon's just the kind of company that could use it. Amazon already sucks up nearly 50% of America's e-commerce transactions and makes $1 for every 20 spent by American shoppers. There's a reason it's valued at nearly $1 trillion. But Amazon and its tech peers like Apple, Google, and Facebook employ far fewer people than the richest companies of previous eras. So even if robots aren't helping you find the right size at a brick-and-mortar Gap quite yet, that doesn't mean they aren't eroding the future of retail work.
I spent the most of my